The history behind Chapter 7 is pretty bleak. In the late 1920s, Stalin put this strategy into action, this 5-year plan to rapidly modernize the Soviet Union in order to compete with the Western industrial powers. Part of this 5-year plan was to collectivize agriculture. Now, in the early 20s, the Soviet Union had absorbed Ukraine, which a lot of ethnic Ukrainians did not like. Ukraine was a very, very prolific farming area, and they were actually not in favor of collectivizing agriculture. They had run their own farms for a very, very long time. However, they don't have a choice. They are gonna be part of Stalin's master plan. To make matters worse, Stalin had gotten rid of most of his scientists, including his agricultural scientists, and the people that were in charge put ridiculous quotas on the farmers, things that simply couldn't be done. When the Ukrainian farmers were unable to meet these quotas, they were punished. They had to surrender their livestock and their farms were trashed. Communities where this happened quickly began to starve to death. When they called to other parts of Ukraine for help, supply shipments were blocked. People tried to flee the area and found the national borders closed. Historians estimate that about 4 million ethnic Ukrainians starved to death in 1932 and 1933. Some believe that the death toll may be as high as 10 million ethnic Ukrainians, and many people now theorize that this was due not only to poor planning during the 5-year plan, but a concerted effort by Stalin to destroy the Ukrainian independence movement. This famine is now known as the Holodomor. Another nasty thing that happened in the 1930s was something called the Great Purge, or the Great Terror. This is when the NKVD, Stalin's secret police, started cleaning house. They wanted to get rid of anybody that just might oppose Stalin, so they started first with people who supported Trotsky. Then they picked on any other dissenters. Then they went after people that just might have some kind of opposing idea, including any remaining intellectuals. When a person was accused by the NKVD, they were arrested, tortured, and forced to confess to crimes against the state. Some of these people may have been offered a deal. Confess and your life will be spared, or your family's lives will be spared. Once a person did confess, they were typically shot, and their families were either then arrested or sent to the Gulag. At least 1 million people died in what is now called the Great Terror.